Three.
Hello, harm reductionists and friends. This is Mona Bennett. I'm the ambassador with the Atlanta Harm Reduction Coalition, and we're going to talk about effectively utilizing peers, and more specifically, people who have substance use experience, the true experts in our harm reduction program. Well, first of all, to have peers, you probably have to have participants or clients or someone to serve because that's where your peers, that's where you're going to get your peers. So, first of all, how is your program doing? Are you serving the people? Do you have regulars? Are people coming back for your services? What do they think of your services? The people that you serve, that is. So why not have some regular, some sort of um, evaluation, uh, customer satisfaction, client satisfaction, participant satisfaction surveys or focus groups to find out how you're doing so that people can tell you about yourself and you can improve your program. That's where this initially starts. And even before that, I'm still getting ahead of myself. Um, well, how are you finding the people that you serve? Um, are you in the area or areas where the people you want to serve or are serving live, work, play, use, sell, buy, whatever? Are you there? Are you on their turf? You should be. And as a guest, which you are, you should be respectful because harm reduction is about dignity and respect. So let's start there. Um, I trust that your services are dignified and respectful and meet the needs of the people you are serving. How do you know you're meeting the needs of the people you're serving? You're going to ask them. Um, now, when I started back in the day, I didn't know nothing from nothing. So I had to ask the experts, the people who use drugs. I had to ask, hey, what's the right needle? Hey, what else do you need? When's the best time to come out? All those kinds of questions, and you should keep asking them. Keep asking those questions because new places pop up. The popo shut other places down. Gentrification. Woo! Yes, let's talk about gentrification. It happens. It's gonna happen. So keep communicating with the people you serve. That is how you start your peer program. And take a look around you. Look around. Look around. Who's around? Are there people who are hanging out, offering to help load, unload? Who's who's shooting the breeze with you? Who's hanging out with you? Um, they may be some possible peers. Keep on, keep on looking and listening and talking a little bit to gauge interest because the people I serve, the people that Atlanta Harm Reduction serves, want to give back. You will find people who want to give back. They will come to you. And I highly recommend that you let your experts give back. Um, yeah, see who's around. Check out your gatekeepers. How did you find these communities with the people of the needs who need to be met? How'd you find them? Check out your gatekeepers, the people who let you into the ghetto houses, the dope houses, the shooting galleries. They're a gatekeeper because they can deny you entry for any reason. So act like a respectful, dignified guest. Uh, Respect is earned. You have to earn their respect. You have to earn the respect of the people you are serving. That's the bedrock of all of this. Um, so earn that respect. Be where you said you were going to be when you said you were going to be there. Uh, have have the things, the services that people want. If you're dang out of supplies, look people straight in the eye. They're dang out of supplies. If you have any idea of when those supplies are coming in, let the people know. Let everybody know. Um, learn the language. Learn the language. Make sure you know what people are talking about. And if you hear an unfamiliar term, stop or pause the conversation and ask about that. If somebody said to you, for example, I went to buy some boy and I got flex. If you don't know what any of that means, stop the conversation. Hey, what does that mean? What's boy? What's a flex? Because one of the easiest ways and the quickest ways of earning respect is letting the people you serve school you. Yes, you. Especially if you got a bunch of letters behind your name, that's cool. Keep being a student and be a student when you're on the streets, in the ghetto houses, on the stroll, wherever. Um, let the people school you and ask. Do not assume that you know anything unless you truly in the life, and then stuff changes. Um, terms change from different parts of the city to different regions of the country to different parts of the country. So make sure that you really know what the terms you're hearing mean. um, and again, this is all background into how to attract, how to retain peers. Because remember, fun kids, the peers are the experts. They are your eyes and ears in the community or communities that you are serving. So don't take that for granted. Do not take that for granted. Um, Oops, I just kind of lost point there. But um, it's always about dignity and respect. Let your peers have some leadership opportunities. Support your peers as much as possible, and show your peers, show the peers that you appreciate their effort, their work. They don't have to do nothing. They didn't have to come serve unless they are court ordered or have some uh, community service that they have to deal with. And even then, they can always go somewhere else. So appreciate the peers who are serving with you. Um, all right. Will you manage to enter some peers, or you see these certain groups of people hanging around? Hey, start small. It's always the baby steps. Hey, care to help us put together some Narcan kits? Care to help us to put together some condom packs? Uh, start small. See where people's interests lie. Um, some may be about the condoms, some may be about the Narcan or naloxone hydrochloride. Um, and you're still talking to people. You're still having conversations with people. Hey, you can even do informal surveys and focus groups with the people who are attracted. Hey, what's good about what we're doing? What's bad about what we're doing? What can we do better? How can we do it better? And always praise and reward. Always praise and reward. People love to hear about a good job when they're doing a good job. Um, uh, break people off when you can. Um, money, gift cards. But again, this is a base. This is a starting point. When the when the services that you're asking of your peers get bigger, increase those rewards, increase those stipends, uh, increase the support, because you may also not just be training a peer, you will also be training future employees. So keep up the communication. Um, Sorry. Um, I cannot read my own notes, so we're gonna get through this. Um, Keep asking your peers stuff. Uh, they are your eyes and ears in the community. Uh, I find out all the time, well, who got shot, who overdosed, um, things about any incident, particulars about any incident. Um, uh, and if I have questions, I ask. When I want to know about some dope I heard about, I ask the people I serve. I ask the community members who are working with us. Hey, you hear about that gray dope? You hear about that yellow dope? Uh, and the people have answers. If not, the question will circulate and the answers will come back. So there may be some patience involved, um, but the answers will come back. Uh, hey, and people have lives. It's not all about HIV or syringe services programs. Sometimes it's about how about those insert name of sports team here. Uh, Sometimes it's about some big concert that's coming to town. Sometimes it's about whatever is whatever's going on down the street that's blocking the road. It's about MARTA, that's our Metro Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority, our buses and subways. Um, Sometimes it's just about life. Uh, Sometimes it's who's got jokes. So don't forget, and I'm not even going to say it that way. Remember to uh, acknowledge the humanity of the people we're working with and the people we're serving, because um, the peers the peers may be also clients, participants, what have you. Um, how are you rewarding? How are you rewarding your peers? How are you letting the peers know that they are doing a good job? Um, mm, just how are you showing your appreciation for their efforts? Um, how are you doing that? We can talk about that in the Q&A if you have questions about that. Um, is there room for upward mobility and growth? I hope so. I really hope so, because again, uh, um, the peers you were looking for, are the experts who happen to be on the other side of the biohazard bucket or the desk or what have you. Um, because I wouldn't know anything unless I asked the people I serve and the community volunteers that are with AHARC, Atlanta Harm Reduction Coalition. I wouldn't know anything, so I have to ask. And hey, y'all with the letters behind your names, I got to be, I got to stress it. Keep being a student. Keep being a student. Keep being a student. Keep being a student. It's cool you got those letters behind your name, because I know you probably spent a lot of money to get them, probably got some student loans to work off, what have you. But keep being a student. I cannot stress that enough. Be genuinely, be genuinely, uh, just be genuine for one thing. Don't try to do that fake, phony, street gangster, whatever. Be genuine and be genuinely interested in the um, in the lives of the people who are helping you, the people who you are serving. And yes, this is service. Um, be interested in the community. Because if you are not interested in the community, if you're not interested in the people you are serving, it shows. uh, I know the people I serve can smell phonies blocks away, can smell fakes blocks away, and I bet it's the same way wherever you are. um, have y'all heard of Edith Springer? I wish I had the presence of mind to grab the um, to grab Edith Springer's writings. Um, but one thing she says is that concentrated healing is listening. Um, blank screens are for theaters. What else? That oh yeah, don't fall into the expert trap unless you in the life, whatever that life is, too, or you have recently been there, and you are really keeping up with what is going on currently in the streets. Mm, um, I know it's been a while for some of you. I hope y'all have heard about Edith Springer. Oh, look at there. Worker stances for clients who use drugs. This is 2 pages by who the person I consider one of the mothers of harm reduction, Edith Springer. And not only is this about people in the helping uh, any helping professions, this is also how you get and keep, retain, whatever, peers. And this is also how you work with people who use drugs, people who sell and buy sex, people who are homeless. This is how you do it. Thank you, Ms. Springer. So Google Edith Springer for her other writings. And while you're Googling, Google Imani Woods. She and Edith Springer are the mothers of the harm reduction movement. And we need to keep up. We need to keep on seeing reading what they wrote, because they wrote it. Um, anyway, it's just all kinds of good stuff. And Miss Springer talks about relationships, and that's also a baseline for harm reduction. It's about the relationships that you maintain, well, that you make in the first place and you maintain. Trust is built over time, and you gotta earn people's trust. Um, so and and remember, you're not there to fix anybody, so don't try. You're not in control. And that's one of the good things about harm reduction. People are in control of their own destinies. Um, so that we are more consultants, we're cheerleaders, we're hand holders, and that goes for peers that we recruit and retain. Because well, life is complicated. Uh, Using substances is complicated. Sex is complicated. It's all complicated. So don't act like it's not. Do not act like it's not. So, um, hold people's hands. Listen to people. Listen to your peers, because that's how you gonna learn. That's part of that learning process. And that's just how we grow. How uh, whoever's staff, uh, board, executives. That's how we grow. Um, can I have it back to the first top of the first page? Yeah, right there. Thank you. Um, oh yeah, there's the one I'm looking for. Empower the client, empower the peer, put them in charge of something. Little things kitten steps, baby steps. But I know that when we have alternative break students, the people who are most of the time leading the activities are our community volunteers, our peers. Um, because that way they get even more of a peek into the reality of the streets, the reality of a life that many of them don't know about. Some do, a couple of usually do, but it's also a way to practice leadership skills for everybody, everybody. So who's leading the making of the Narcan kits? Our peers. Um, who's leading the stuffing of condom bags and safer using bags? Our peers. Because this is how you teach leadership. You do have to follow, and then you have to put people in charge of something. uh how do you um you got to practice somewhere. Who's in charge of the cookies? We get donations of baked goods and a whole lot of sweets. If people can handle the sweets and the way people act about sweets, they have leadership potential, and potential to be on your staff. Let's remember upward mobility. Let's teach people uh, how to work with other people we serve and not be bossy, not trip because there's a little bit of power, all that kind of good stuff. Um, where's that other one? Oh yeah, there's that thing about the expert trap. Yeah, all right. I'm gonna read this one out in its entirety because um, this is how we retain peers. Avoid the expert trap. Oops, where is it? Anyway, avoid that expert trap. Um, Act out of a place of humility. I don't care how many letters you have behind your name, how much you make, the car you drive. Act humble, because again, we're guests. As a rule, we are guests in the community. Um, Oh yeah, stages of change, or as I like to call my close personal friend, the trans theoretical model of behavior change. That's the clinical name for the stages of change. Yeah, stages of change. It goes well with anything. Make that like Frank's hot sauce. Put that stuff on anything. Um, just keep up that dignified and respectful relationship, because you teach dignity and respect by showing dignity and respect. Um, ooh, is that it? Do I have a few more minutes, or is my time over?
You're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Oh yeah, and all the stuff that you see here about clients, and participants and consumers, well, it applies to peers too. You might have to jiggle it a little bit, but use this same stuff for peers also, because chances are your peers are still using substances, selling sex, buying sex, homeless. We have a bunch of homeless volunteers, uh, and they were some of our best volunteers. So keep up everything that you would with, well, just keep this up with everybody from the board and your executive director or CEO to the people you are serving. It's always about dignity and respect. I'm going to end it there. Thank you.